They're the fastest metal cars you've ever seen. Mattel's new Hot Wheels.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another Hot Wheels video. And as you can see, this is a good one. Maybe not the video, but at least the subject matter. I have finally, after quite a bit of time, been able to acquire all of the 2025 Formula One cars from Hot Wheels. The 5-pack eluded me forever and ever and ever until finally I stumbled across one at Walmart and I snagged it while I had the chance. Now the Williams and the Oracle Red Bull were not as difficult to find, but the Mercedes, I had to get that off the internet. I gotta admit, I could not find this anywhere in the stores. It's too hard to come by. But I was able to get all 8 now, and in case you don't know, I really enjoy displaying my Hot Wheels, and I make up custom display cases, and this is the one I've made up for the Formula One set, and I've got them all pre-labeled and ready to go. In fact, I've had this made up for, well, since before I had all the cars, so I've been waiting to fill this up. So today is the day. We're going to crack these open, and we're going to do a little bit of a historical background on each car and the team, and then I'll be able to finally display them on my shelf. So without any further ado, let me do one at a time here, and we'll crack them open and learn all about them. Okay, first up we've got the 5-pack, and let's see, it contains a McLaren, BWT Alpine, the Visa, the Kick Sauber, and the MoneyGram. So we're going to go ahead and get this box opened and learn all about these individual cars, but first we're just going to line them all up on display. Well, that opened up not too difficult. Okay, we'll slide the plastic out. Wow, look at those colors shimmer. Gorgeous, gorgeous casting. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, set the McLaren there. Next up, we've got the BWT Alpine. I keep having trouble with that. Okay. And we've got the Visa. The Kick Sauber, and last but not least, the MoneyGram Haas F1 team. Okay, now let's break into the blister packs. So here we got the Oracle Red Bull. Absolutely gorgeous. Here we'll do the bottom 3 down here. And we've got the Williams. I like how it's got the Golf emblem as well. And the most elusive as of now, the Mercedes. Wow. Okay, so there's the lineup. Let me get my turntable out and we will learn about each of these cars. Okay, before we do the individual bios, I want to just kind of do a brief overcap of the entire series. The Formula One cars made their debut in the 2025 Track Aces series, and the casting was designed by Craig Callum. Now this is a depiction of a generic Formula One show car done to the 2022 regulation set. It features some optimizations for use on the track. The base of the casting reads Formula One Collection, and this casting is internally known at Hot Wheels as Race. And on the back of the 2025 card it reads born in 2024, Series Formula One, embrace the pinnacle of motorsport as Formula One makes its grand debut on the iconic orange track. Including F1 teams, these open-wheeled single-seat racers are ready for some serious Hot Wheels racing. First up, we've got the McLaren Formula One team car. McLaren Racing Limited is a British motor racing team based at the McLaren Technology Centre in Woking, Surrey, England. The team is a subsidiary of the McLaren Group, which owns a majority of the team. McLaren is best known as a Formula One chassis constructor, the second oldest active team and the second most successful Formula One team after Ferrari, having won 193 races, 12 Drivers' Championships, and 9 Constructors' Championships. McLaren also has a history in American open-wheel racing as both an entrant and a chassis constructor, and has won the Canadian American Challenge Cup, or Can-Am, Sports Car Racing Championship. McLaren is one of only 3 constructors and the only team to complete the Triple Crown of Motorsport, which is wins at the Indianapolis 500, the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and Monaco Grand Prix. Founded in 1963 by New Zealander Bruce McLaren, the team won its first Grand Prix at the 1968 Belgian Grand Prix, but their greatest initial success was in Can-Am, which they dominated from 1967 to 1971. Further American triumph followed, with Indianapolis 500 wins in McLaren cars for Mark Donohue in 1972 and Johnny Rutherford in 1974 and 1976. After Bruce McLaren died in a testing accident in 1970, Teddy Mayer took over and led the team to their first Formula One Constructors' Championship in 1974, with Emerson Fittipaldi and James Hunt winning the Drivers' Championship in 74 and 76 respectively. The year 1974 also marked the start of a long-standing sponsorship by the Marlboro cigarette brand. In 1981, McLaren merged with Ron Dennis's Project 4 Racing. Dennis took over as team principal and shortly afterwards organized a buyout of the original McLaren shareholders to take full control of the team. This began the team's most successful era, with Porsche and Honda engines. Niki Lauda, Alain Prost, and Ayrton Senna won 7 Drivers' Championships between them, and the team took 6 Constructors' Championships. The combination of Prost and Senna was particularly dominant. Together they won all but one race in 1988. But later their rivalry soured and Prost left for Ferrari. Fellow English team Williams offered the most consistent challenge during this period, the two winning every constructor's title between 84 and 94. By the mid-1990s, Honda had withdrawn from Formula One, Senna had moved to Williams, and the team went 3 seasons without a win. With Mercedes-Benz engines, West sponsorship, and former Williams designer Adrian Newey, further championships came in 1998 and 1999 with driver Mika Hakkinen, and during the 2000s the team were consistent frontrunners, with Lewis Hamilton taking the latest driver's title in 2008. So as you can see and have heard, the McLaren has quite the history in Formula One, going all the way back to the 60s. And this car is a beautiful example of what Formula One has become, and a lot based on McLaren racing and their testing and technology. But this particular car, even though all the cars are the same, they are painted differently. Here it does say Formula One Collection at the base. Give you a close-up on the sponsor decals. Those, I cannot explain how small those letters are, but they really do come through clearly. This is an absolute gorgeous casting, again, and the paint scheme. So that is the McLaren Formula One car. Next up, we've got the BWT Alpine F1 team. Alpine F1 team, currently racing as BWT Alpine F1 team for sponsorship reasons, is the name under which the Enstone-based Formula One team has been competing since the start of the 2021 Formula One World Championship. Formerly named Renault F1 team and owned by the French automotive company Groupe Renault, as well as Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi Alliance, the team was rebranded for 2021 to promote Renault's sports car brand Alpine, and continues to serve as Renault's works team, a position the team will keep until Renault pulls out of Formula One after 2025. The chassis and managerial side of the team is based in Enstone, Oxfordshire, England, and the Renault-branded engine side of the team is based in Viry-Châtillon, a suburb of Paris, France. The team competes with a French license. The team has a long history, first competing in Formula One in 1981 as Toleman, when the team was based in Whitney, England. In 1986, following its purchase by Benetton Group, it was renamed and competed as Benetton. As Benetton, it won the 1995 Constructors' Championship, and its driver, Michael Schumacher, won 2 Drivers' Championships in 1994 and 1995. Prior to the 1992 season, it moved to its current location in Enstone, United Kingdom. And as you can see, the car and casting is the same as the McLaren, different color on the wheels though. That's really the only difference with the wheels. And of course the livery is different with the paint job. But once again, some very fine decal work for sponsorships. Alpine, Castrol, the BWT. Let's take a look at the base. Formula One collection. Once again, a beautiful Formula One car. Next up, we've got the Visa Cash App RB F1 team. Racing Bulls SPA, competing as Visa Cash App Racing Bulls F1 team, shortened to Racing Bulls or VCARB, is an Italian Formula One racing team and constructor that has been competing since the 2024 season. It is one of 2 Formula One constructors owned by Austrian conglomerate Red Bull GmbH, and the other being Red Bull Racing. Known as Scuderia Toro Rosso from 2006 to 2019 and Scuderia AlphaTauri from 2020 to 2023, the team was rebranded to Red Bull for the 2024 season and then switched to Racing Bulls in 2025. The current CEO is Peter Bayer and the team principal is Laurent Meeks. At the start of the 2024 season, the team retained incumbent drivers Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda from when it was known as AlphaTauri. Ricciardo was dropped after the 2024 Singapore Grand Prix and was replaced with Red Bull Jr. and reserve driver Liam Lawson. Lawson was promoted to the main Red Bull team for 2025, with Formula 2 graduate Isaac Hadjar taking his place at Racing Bulls. Lawson was subsequently dropped from the Red Bull team after 2 races and returned to Racing Bulls, with Tsunoda promoted to the senior team. So a very interesting change of drivers there, the way it works out. Kind of reminds me of baseball, how they bring up players from the minor leagues to the big leagues and send them back down and what have you. But very interesting. A lot of historical names there in that bio. But the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls team. It's interesting how you got Red Bull and Racing Bulls as 2 individual entities that work together. There's a close-up of the detailed decals. I do like it's not metallic in person. Well, it has a bit of metallic to it, but it's not speckled, although it is finely speckled if you look close enough. But beautiful, beautiful color scheme. So that is the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls F1 team car. Next up, and halfway through the set here, is the Stake F1 team Kick Sauber. Sauber Motorsports AG, currently competing in Formula One as Stake F1 team Kick Sauber, and also known simply as Kick Sauber or just Sauber, is a Swiss motorsport engineering company. It was founded in 1970 as PP Sauber AG by Peter Sauber, who progressed through hill climbing and the World Sports Car Championship to reach Formula One in 1993. Sauber operated under their own name from 1993 until 2005, and from 2011 until 2018. They were known as BMW Sauber from 2006 to 2010, and is Alfa Romeo from 2019 to 2023 in partnership deals with BMW and Alfa Romeo, respectively. Sauber returned in 2024 as Stake F1 team Kick Sauber and is set to be the Audi works team from 2026 onwards, with the German outfit planning to acquire the Swiss team. Sauber officially lost Alfa Romeo sponsorship due to transitioning to Audi Sport from 2026 onwards, and thus Sauber's links with Ferrari became weaker. Sauber entered the season as Stake F1 team Kick Sauber, but will go as Stake F1 team on a day-to-day basis, continuing the sponsorship deals signed by Alfa Romeo with Stake and Kick in the previous season. In countries where gambling advertisement is disallowed, the team presents as Kick F1 team and replaced all Stake sponsors on their car with Kick logos, just as they had done in 2023. Kick has also acquired the naming rights of the chassis for 2 seasons, with the 2024 car named as Kick Sauber C44. So there you have the history of the Stake F1 team. It's very interesting how it talks about how different countries have different laws and regulations that actually dictate how F1 can operate. So depending on what country they're in, they have to change the name of the car. Very, very interesting. So there's a zoom in on their sponsorship decals. Beautiful green rimmed wheels. Let's take a look at the base. And there you have it. The Stake F1 team Kick Sauber. And the last car from the 5-pack is the MoneyGram Haas F1 team. Haas Formula LLC, competing as MoneyGram Haas F1 team, is an American licensed Formula One racing team established by NASCAR Cup Series team owner Gene Haas in April of 2014. The team made its debut in the 2016 season. The team principal is Io Kamatsu, who replaced Gunther Steiner, who served in the role from the team's inception until January 2024. The team is headquartered in Kannapolis, North Carolina, United States, 31 miles from Charlotte, alongside its sister team and NASCAR entrant Haas Factory Team, though the 2 teams are separate entities. The team also established a forward base in Banbury, England, to turn cars around between races during the European part of the calendar. The team maintains a design office in Maranello, which is also home to Scuderia Ferrari's headquarters. So it is interesting that Gene Haas operates both NASCAR teams and Formula One teams. They're both based in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, but they are 2 completely separate entities, which probably makes keeping the businesses separate a lot easier. But there you have it. There's the Haas MoneyGram car. Take a look at those decals. It does have the American flag, which it's an American-owned team, but it also has a little Chipotle decal at the bottom there. So, white rimmed wheels, beautiful casting. Let's take a look at the base. I am curious to see if the other 3 individual blister pack cars have the same stamping on the base. I assume they will, but you never know. So that is the MoneyGram Haas F1 team car. Okay, next up, and the first of the individually packed blister cars, is the Oracle Red Bull Racing car. Red Bull Racing, currently competing as Oracle Red Bull Racing, and also known simply as Red Bull or RBR, is a Formula One racing team competing under an Austrian racing license and based in the United Kingdom. It is one of 2 Formula One teams owned by the conglomerate Red Bull GmbH, and the other being Racing Bulls. The Red Bull Racing team has been managed by Christian Horner since its formation in 2005. Red Bull had Cosworth engines in 2005 and Ferrari engines in 2006. The team used engines supplied by Renault between 2007 and 2018. From 2016 to 2018, the Renault engine was rebadged as Tag Heuer, following the breakdown in the relationship between Red Bull and Renault in 2015. During this partnership, they won 4 successive Drivers' and Constructors' Championships titles in 2010, 11, 12, and 13, becoming the first Austrian team to win the title. The team began using Honda engines in 2019. The Works-Honda partnership culminated in 2021 following Red Bull driver Max Verstappen's World Drivers' Championship victory, with Verstappen also winning the championship in 2022, 23, and 24. Red Bull also won 2 Constructors' Championship titles in 2022 and 23, but lost out in 2021 to Mercedes and in 2024 to McLaren. Honda left the sport officially after 2021, but is set to continue to supply complete engines from Japan to the team partly under Red Bull Powertrains branding until the end of 2025. Red Bull have used a new wind tunnel due to which will be operational in 2026. So there you have it. There is the Oracle Red Bull racing car. I think most people are familiar with it just as the Red Bull car. Absolute gorgeous casting, and the paint job, it's got the Red Bull decals on it, the emblems, the logos. The yellow tires really match well with the blue paint, and I just noticed there's a little bit of, oh, that was just dust. Thought the paint was scratched, but it's not. But there's a close-up of the decals. There's the Tag Heuer emblem, very cool. Of course, Oracle and Pirelli's on there like it was on the other ones for tires. So there you have it, and the base does in fact say Formula One Collection, just like the others. So there it is, the Oracle Red Bull racing car. Next up, we've got the Williams Racing. Williams Racing, legally known as Williams Grand Prix Engineering Limited, and competing as Atlassian Williams Racing, is a British Formula One team and constructor. It was founded by Frank Williams, who lived from 1942 to 2021, and Patrick Head. The team was formed in 1977 after Frank Williams' earlier unsuccessful F1 operation, Frank Williams Racing Cars, which eventually became Wolf Williams Racing in '76. The team is based in Grove, Oxfordshire, on a 60-acre site. The team's first race was the 1977 Spanish Grand Prix, where the new team ran a March chassis for Patrick Neve. Williams started manufacturing its own cars the following year, and Clay Regazzoni won Williams' first race at the 1979 British Grand Prix. At the 1997 British Grand Prix, Jacques Villeneuve scored the team's 100th race victory, making Williams one of only 5 teams in Formula One, alongside of Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, and Red Bull Racing, to win 100 races. Williams won 9 Constructors' Championships between 1980 and 1997. This was a record until Ferrari won its 10th championship in 2000. Frank stepped down from being manager of the team on September 6, 2020, with the 2020 Italian Grand Prix being his last time in that position. So, a lot of history there on not only the team, the car, but the man, the infamous Frank Williams. Awesome story. I want to say this is probably one of the more plain looking cars, although it does have beautiful decals with the Duracell battery, the Komatsu, and of course the Gulf logo is gorgeous. But no stripes, nothing overly elaborate. Black wheels, rather simple design, but elegant. Let's take a look at the base, make sure it equals all the other ones. It sure does, Formula One Collection. Now this one says made in Malaysia. I noticed the 5-pack said Indonesia, and I'm not sure if the Red Bull one, which one it said, but in fact, let me bring it in here. It's also Malaysia, so it looks like the 5-packs came from Indonesia, and the singles were Malaysia. So very interesting, but there you have it. There is the Williams Racing F1 team car. And last but certainly not least, we have the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team car. Mercedes-Benz, a German luxury automotive brand of the Mercedes-Benz Group, has been involved in Formula One as both team owner and engine manufacturer for various periods since 1954. The current Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team is based in Brackley, England, and holds a German racing license. An announcement was made in December 2020 that Ineos planned to take 1/3 of equal ownership along alongside the Mercedes-Benz Group with Toto Wolff. This came into effect on January 25th, 2022. Mercedes-branded teams are often referred to by the nickname the Silver Arrows. Before the Second World War, Mercedes-Benz competed in the European Championship, winning 3 titles. The Marquis debuted in Formula One in 1954. After winning their first race at the '54 French Grand Prix, driver Juan Manuel Fangio won another 3 Grand Prix to win the 1954 Drivers' Championship and repeated the success in 1955. Despite winning 2 Drivers' Championships, the Mercedes-Benz withdrew from motor racing after 1955 in response to the 1955 Le Mans disaster. Mercedes returned to Formula One in 1994 as an engine manufacturer in association with Ilmor, a British independent high-performance autosport engineering company, which developed their engines. The company won 1 constructor's title and 3 driver's titles in a works partnership with McLaren, which lasted until 2009. In 2005, Ilmor was rebranded as Mercedes-AMG High Performance Powertrains. In 2010, the company bought the Braun GP team, rebranding it as Mercedes. Since a major rule shakeup in 2014, which required the use of turbochargers and hybrid electric engines, Mercedes has become one of the most successful teams in Formula One history, winning 7 consecutive drivers' titles from 2014 to 2020, and 8 consecutive constructors' titles from 2014 to 2021, both records. The manufacturer has also collected more than 200 wins as an engine supplier and is ranked 2nd in Formula One history. 10 constructors and 13 drivers' championships have been won with Mercedes-Benz engines. So when you think of Mercedes racing, you don't necessarily think of just the driver, just the car, but you also have to keep in mind the engines. Mercedes is well known for their engine manufacturing. And this car, though, has a classic black with like teal and silver colors, which we still see to this day. You see the Mercedes logo there on the tail of the car there. Let's take a look at the decals up front. Gorgeous casting. Should be Malaysia as well. It is. It's because it's a blister pack car. But there's the infamous Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One race team car. And that wraps up the video for all the cars. Let me bring them back out here one by one, just to get a final view of the entire collection. I'm excited to have these set complete, so now I can display them proudly in my case that I've made up for it. They'll look great on the shelf, and I'm just excited to have it. So that wraps up this video, everybody. I want to thank everybody for watching and supporting my channel. God bless every one of you. Take care, and we will see you in the next video.